Welcome back, and we are going through the Nassau Nest for the October 2025 stats. And of course, I am Miranda Ferreira with Century 21 Miller Elite. So we saw some good stuff go, and we saw some interesting stuff go. There were a number of increased closings to 120 this month, which was up roughly 35% from this time a year ago. That's excellent because we've been kind of hearing how sluggish the market is. And so it'll be interesting to see what this trend continues. We did see an increase in time to get under contract and close. The median time to contract was 74 days and the median time to sell was 118 days. This was up roughly. Time to contract was up roughly 85% and time to sale was up roughly 17%. What does this mean? It means that buyers are still being very cautious and slow with their decision making and taking time to consider all of their options. In talking about that, let's talk about inventory. It was up roughly 21% year over year to roughly 583 active listings. Month supply rose as well to 4.9 months. It was 4 months at this time last year. So we're still kind of shy of what is traditionally considered a balanced market. We are seeing a lot more leverage for buyers right now in terms of negotiating deals. So it'll be interesting to watch as we finish off 2025 and enter into the spring market, how this does influence buyer-seller negotiations. New activity was also strong with 170 new listings this month, up almost 26%, and 98 new pending sales. So going hand in hand with that increase we saw in closed sales, we expect to see a rise in the November numbers as well. So you know me, I always like to kind of take this and look at the broader picture now. And when you look at the October stats over the past 10 years for primarily those areas east of and including tributary and east of 95. What we saw is that in 2025 for October, we're closer to pre-pandemic norms and closed sales have kind of shown a U shape over that 10-year. 2025 is kind of back in line for sales and what we would see with long-term averages. Inventory, of course, we've kind of experienced it all and the waves and everything else. So what we're seeing is that we're in a slow rebuilding year and in a healthy recovery, kind of getting us back to those numbers that we saw before 2018 when we started to really experience a constriction in inventory. Now, over those 10 years, we have seen a consistent upward appreciation or increase in closed sales and home values. So while, again, we do see a little bit of ebb and flow, especially for those that have bought in the post-COVID time, it is taking a little bit longer now to really see those gains. We are back to maybe a 1% to 2% versus some of those astronomical numbers we saw in 2020, 2021, and 2020, parts of 2022. But the strong, sustained price growth does reflect a continued demand for our area and for our real estate. So what does this mean? It means that we're getting a little bit more cyclical and a little bit more normal balanced market. And that's exciting because it is allowing people to give them time to make the decisions that work for them. So do expect, and this is again just a projection, not said truth, that we will continue to see kind of that drop off through the end of the year that we typically see at the end of a year. I know that's a little redundant, but it'll be interesting to see what happens in our spring market and or if it does open earlier or later. So I thank you for your time. Please hit the subscribe button, share, and of course, as always, I'm here to help. Miranda Ferreira, helping you find your Fernandina, if I can say it right. Take care, everybody. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much. Miranda Ferreira, Century 21 Miller Elite.